YouTube, and welcome back to another round of Game News Roundup. It is Monday, July 18th. This will be going up on YouTube, well, the day after. I usually record these live on stream on twitch.tv/TrunksWD if you want to catch these live. And today we'll be starting, as usual, with the latest VGChartz estimates for the 9th of July, 2022. And we've got the Switch has topped 110 million estimated sales worldwide. Ps5 has topped 21 million units sold worldwide. Again, always estimates. Adjustments do happen as more information becomes available. But for the week ending July 9th, 2022, the Switch, #1 selling console. I know, it's a shocker. It's almost like it's been the #1 selling console for years. With just under 300 million. Yeah, 300 million. Holy crap. That'd be amazing. Oh, that'd be nuts. 300,000. 292,000 units sold. PS5 in second place. 178,000 estimated units sold. Xbox Series X and S, 154,000. PS4, 8,400. Xbox One, 443. Just the last bit of Xbox One units being sold and is dwindling quick. It's dropping fast. And PS4, about 8,400 still sold. And then I believe at the end of this month, beginning next month, Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft will release their earnings report for the last quarter ending June 30th, 2022. But yeah, as you can see, total sales right now, 110.1 million for the Switch, lifetime estimated. Just over 21 million for the PS5, 15.6 million for the Xbox Series X and S. And by the end of the month, this Xbox Series X and S should be getting around 16 million at about roughly the end of the month, depending on how sales look. But the following week after this week included Prime Day, which there was a decent amount of PS5 and Series X stock available, considering what we've seen of late. So I'd expect, at least in the US and parts of Europe, the sales of the two consoles to go up by a decent amount. Japan sales are... It's amazing how sales can go all over the place. And, well, I guess really everywhere, but Japan more so. But going into more details, as I talked about the latest sales here, Ps5 sales compared to the same week for the PS4, this being July 11th, 2015, about 22,000 units lower for the PS5 than compared to the PS4, and the Xbox Series X and S is up compared to the Xbox One by nearly 57,000 units, as the PS4 had sold 200,000. Versus 178,000 for the PS5, Xbox One, 97,000, versus 154,000 for the Xbox Series X and S. So, you know, Xbox is doing much better than last gen. I mean, obviously, stock is hard to come by, at least with the Series X and PS5. Series S is generally fairly easy to come by, and Switch is even easier, unless you want the OLED model. Yeah, year-over-year sales. Switch sales are down about 35,000 units, or 10.8%. PS5 is down about 33,000 units, or 15.6% year over year. And Xbox Series X and S is up about 32,000 units, or 26%. And PS5 down 21,000 units, 71%. Xbox One down 96%, because there's not much left available stock-wise. And week on week. So, this latest week ending July 9th versus the week ending July 2nd. Switch sales are down by nearly 12,000 units. PS5 sales are down by over 27,000. Xbox Series X and S sales are down by over 11,000 units. And year-to-date for 2022, Switch, 8.22 million units sold. PS5, 4.06 million. And Xbox Series X and S, 3.96 million units sold. And then breaking it down a bit, Americas. Well, Switch, 104,000 units. Xbox Series X and S, 81,000. PS5, 72,000. PS4, 5,600, 300. Basically, most Xbox One sales are just in the Americas, mainly the US. Europe, Switch, #1, 82,000. PS5, 62,000. Xbox Series X and S, just under 46,000. PS4, 2,500. Xbox One, 64. And then in Asia, unsurprisingly, Switch dominating even more so in Asia. It's Japan, mainland, Asia, you know, China, Korea, you know, South Korea, Taiwan, Middle East. 93,000 for the Switch estimated. PS5, 37,000. Xbox Series X and S, 21,000. PS4, 124. Xbox One, 8. And in Oceania, Rough estimates, we got 12,000 for the Switch, 5,700 for the PS5, and 5,400 for the Xbox Series X and S. 81 for the PS4, and just 8 for the Xbox One as well. And by the end of the year, we'll be stopping any tracking of the Xbox One at the end of the year. And PS4, probably through the end of next year, depending on how long Sony keeps production is going. The latest quarter, they only shipped 100,000 units of the PS4. So we'll see how long they keep that going. So there is the latest VGChartz estimates. Moving on to gaming news. I guess we'll just go in order from the latest. Grounded. The Xbox game Grounded from Obsidian Entertainment. Why does it just take forever to load? It's fine. It's fine. Fine. I could just sit here. I could just... There you go. Good job. Animated series is in development by the Star Wars Clone Wars writer Brent Friedman. Reported by Deadline. It will be set in the same universe as the game. Basically, imagine Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. 4 kids. They come across some shrinking technology. They shrink down. And then now they're stuck in their backyard 2 inches tall and the big bugs and the spiders. And they gotta survive and get the technology to the unshrinking technology. I did play the game once. When it first came out, there wasn't much to do, but since then, I do, once it's fully released, give it another whirl and play through it again. So yeah, there's not much to say like that. Yes, an animated series on Grounded is in development. PlayStation has acquired esports platform Repeat.gg. Repeat.gg being the website. Repeat.gg, it hosts leaderboard tournaments and tracks how players are performing in games. This allows players to participate in competitions without needing to be online at the same time. They've hosted over 100,000 tournaments with more than 2.3 million participants. This includes PlayStation tournaments involving 30 games and over 70 countries. But they do plan to continue featuring games outside of PlayStation, including other consoles, Xbox and Switch, PC and mobile. I mean, Sony's been making a big move into the esports arena, you could say, of late. Yeah, I'll be here all week. Anyways, some of the bigger news: Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It could be approved by the Federal Trade Commission by the next month. They first announced that the deal was first proposed in January of this year for Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. But yeah, Microsoft has sent over the requested documents to the FTC, and the FTC is now 30 days to request more information. If they don't make any more requests, it basically automatically gets approval by the FTC. And potentially it could mean the deal could be closed next month. Maybe. It has to get past other, whenever, because Activision Blizzard has studios in other countries, it has to be approved in other countries as well, because I know the UK is also looking into it. But the Microsoft president and vice chair, Brad Smith, in May of this year, did say the acquisition is quote-unquote moving fast for how big the deal is, and is now, at the time it says, entering the middle stages, which was announced in January. May is the middle stages. So, well then, potentially August. I'm leaning probably towards later in the year to get it, besides being approved by the FTC, getting approved in other countries. It has to be fully approved, and then the deal closes and everything. It's going to take a while for really, even once the deal closes, you're probably not going to notice any difference. It's me a bit before, Activision Blizzard gets more integrated as part of Xbox. I mean, you'll probably see some games hitting Game Pass. As soon as the deal closes, kind of like when Microsoft, the deal to acquire Bethesda closed, a bunch of games hit Game Pass. But yeah, Activision Blizzard shareholders have already voted to approve the acquisition, and the Communications Work of America, the largest communications and media labor union, recently did send a letter to the FTC saying they approve of their support of the deal. But Microsoft did at one point state that they expect the deal to close by June 30th, 2023. So pretty much a year away at this point. Half a month. 11 and a half months away. By then. So we'll see. And if you're wondering, Activision Blizzard IPs, obviously Call of Duty, Warcraft, yeah, Candy Crush, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft, and a crap ton more. I know Microsoft has said they do plan on keeping Call of Duty and other main games multi-platform. I mean, we'll see once the deal closes and any other deals that, you know, I think Sony has marketing rights for Call of Duty. But once that deal runs out, we'll see what happens. I still expect Call of Duty to remain multi-platform, at least for now. Warframe has announced a new MMORPG called Soulframe. Yeah, I know, right? They love the word frame. It's a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG. They describe it more as a sister to Warframe rather than a true sequel. But yeah, Steve Sinclair, the director on Warframe, in an interview with the Washington Post, says Soulframe will share Warframe's focus on cooperative player versus environment combat and procedurally generated environments. Why it would change is beyond anyone. Oh, you mean with what would happen with Activision Blizzard games? Is that what you're referring to? Because we'll see. I mean, maybe Microsoft doesn't even know exactly yet. I mean, I'm sure they've got plans in place and ready to go, but it's going to take time, you know? Even once you acquire the studio, they've got other deals in place. And, you know, they're working on games. Games can take a while, although, of course, there's a new Call of Duty game every year for the past, what, 15, almost 20 years at this point? Something crazy. Something crazy. But, yeah. If you're into Warframe, keep an eye out on Soulframe. They did say the game is early on in development, but they do plan on doing behind the scenes and giving people a chance to look at the game while it's still in development. Kind of like with Skate. Showing off, like, pre-alpha footage. Yeah. Oddworld Soulstorm is coming to the Switch, if anyone's interested in that game. It's really not much more to say about it. There's a couple of different editions. A limited edition. And a collector's edition. Because, you know, Oddworld. But the limited edition, it features the game in a collectible metal case and 3 art prints, while the collector's edition includes a unique collector's box. Includes a standard edition of the game, metal case with 24 cartridge slots, figurine, art prints, and whatnot. Xbox Game Pass, new games. Usually they announce them at the beginning of each month, in the middle of a month. So we've got Torment. Actually, just go straight through. Coming soon, as in tomorrow, we got As Dusk Falls, Ashes of Singularity Escalation. As Dusk Falls is coming to the cloud, Xbox consoles, and PC. Ashes of Singularity is just Game Pass on PC. Watch Dogs 2 is coming to Game Pass tomorrow as well. Cloud, console, and PC. And then later this week, which I believe that is Thursday? Yeah. Thursday, MotoGP 22, cloud, console, and PC. Also on Thursday, Torment, Tides of Numenera, to cloud and console, so not PC. And then the following week on the 29th, Friday the 29th, Inside, cloud, console, and PC. All coming to Game Pass over the next week and a half. And by the end of next week, most of them coming out this week. So, yeah, if anyone's got Game Pass, there you go. I know there's all these other gaming charts we could go over, but if anyone's curious, VGChartz.com. If you go to the front page, you go here, latest charts, all the latest charts. I do write them up if you're curious about all the different charts out there. Global Hardware is our own estimates. Everything else is other official charts by other companies. Let's see. Gaming news. Ghost of Tsushima has sold 9.73 million units. Yes, that is a very specific number, but that is what Sucker Punch said in their tweet. Right there, 9.73 million copies sold. It's pretty good, which is up from 8 million sold in January of this year, or 6.5 million in March 2021, 5 million in November 2020, and 2.4 million, which was sold in the first 3 days. And the game released for the PS4 in July 2020, while a director's cut of the game released for the PS5 and PS4 in August 2021. Nintendo has also promised more N64 games will be coming to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, which the normal Nintendo Switch Online I believe is $20, but the expansion pack is $50. This is per year, which includes N64 games, Genesis games, some of them anyway. Obviously not every game from those platforms. And some other stuff. I think like the Animal Crossing DLC, and can't remember. It might include the Mario Kart DLC. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. Don't want to say for certain. But yeah, last week the very last confirmed game, Pokemon Puzzle League N64 game, came out. The subscribers for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. But they also said on Twitter, more N64 games will be added. Stay tuned. So stay tuned. We'll get more soon. I mean, they've been adding like, was it one a month or a couple of months, something like that. 343 has showcased the first footage. They did it live on a stream last week. 4-player network co-op. Hello, Melting. I am Will. How are you, Melting? That's a terrible joke. I know. Or I was melting. Hopefully it's cooled off. It is going to be warm in my room, especially once I get into gaming. It's currently 84.6 degrees Fahrenheit in my room. 29.2 degrees Celsius. It is warm in here. I just keep that out of my way so I can't just always look at the temperature. I know it's warm in here, but you know what? Whatever. It was about 80 degrees in my room before I started streaming, but you know, now that I'm streaming, it makes things a bit warmer. It's just a bit warmer. Hope you're doing alright, Malville, despite the heat. But yeah, 343, Campaign Network Co-op, which if you are a Halo insider, I am, though I haven't downloaded it yet, you can check out, they call it a flight, a Halo flight. Basically, it's kind of like a testing of the co-op. Network co-op specifically, which is supposed to come out the end of August, I think is what they've said. End of August. And then couch co-op will be a bit. Definitely be a while. Speaking of which, at some point, I gotta finish up my Halo playthrough with Justin. And another friend of mine who's, like, never really played through the Halo games, only really played them a little bit, has told me they're interested in playing. I'm like, I'm down to play them for the millionth time again. We'll take a quick...
My weapon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's halfway through. This is one way to do it. So you got 4 players. This obviously is not a 4-player split screen. This is everyone is on their own Xbox. Just they're showing all the different perspectives.
I know one thing that we had some questions about after our blog a few weeks back was just sort of how far apart can we get from each other.
Oh,
and how
this is the top. This is perfect.
I feel like we're kind of demonstrating that somewhat right now.
This is
right?
it. So there is a kill barrier of how far you can get away from each other. I guess because, you know, the whole world having to be loaded and things can be a bit iffy.
Do you want to just have Ron hightail it out of here?
Right here.
So if you look at the bottom right...
I'm not listening to you. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm the
Make that a bit lower.
Okay. I'm the new wow. I'm really
the bottom right screen. He's running away. I think it's like they say it's 1,000 meters. I want to say it's meters.
Right now.
They're trying to make it so you can't like have everyone go everywhere in the open world.
You keep going.
Also, I believe this runs on dedicated servers, not like whoever's hosting it specifically is running on their Xbox. So you can see now on the bottom, it's 1,000 meters. Thank you, Apple. The bottom right, you might not be able to read that, but it says return to the fire team. It is warning you. Oh, there we go.
Hey Ron, could you pop up your TAC map?
It's warning.
So that we can show how far away you are.
So
you can see that
the guy who's running away is here. Everyone else is here in this firefight.
He's really far away from the rest of the team members there. So the area that you can cruise around like that is pretty generous. And the point of that there.
But at least it gives you a warning, which is definitely a good thing.
You know, we're looking for people to play the
so eventually you run out so far, and it does kill you.
So you know the thought is to stay together.
Also, yes, why am I spending so much time on Halo? It's because I like Halo. It's my favorite video game franchise. Yes, it has. Yes, it's not a perfect series. Trust me, I played Halo 5. Multiplayer in Halo 5 I honestly enjoyed, but the return, but he's running the wrong way, and then eventually it'll kill him.
Wait. No, I'm too far from the fire.
It's actually going pretty far before it really kills you.
Wow,
This has descended into chaos.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that's the range.
Oh, and it's, he's freaking out, yeah. And then the whole respawning aspect is like it always is in Halo games. Someone go hide, and then the player respawns next to you. In the middle of combat, we'll let you respawn. So yeah. 4-player, you get pretty far out, so it's basically, you can't just have everyone split up and go opposite sides, which I was like, it'd be kind of cool, but it's fine. It's alright, you know? But Bungie, speaking of Halo, even though they haven't done Halo in 12 years, Bungie is now owned by PlayStation, because PlayStation acquisition of Bungie has officially closed. PlayStation tweeted the agreement to acquire Bungie has closed, so now we can officially say, welcome to the PlayStation family at Bungie. So, but for anyone who's wondering, I am fairly certain in the original announcement, Bungie said their games will still remain multi-platform. They're focusing on live service games, or games as a service, kind of like Destiny 2 is an ongoing game. You know. Halo 5 is just too sweaty. I always enjoyed chill multiplayer sessions when it's cool enough to game anyway. My room is... Oh, yeah, well. Halo 5 is not bad. I mean, I like Firefight in Halo 5. I really like how they did Firefight in Halo 5. I'm hoping at some point we'll get Firefight in Halo Infinite. Here's the thing. The gameplay in Infinite is solid. It's a ton of fun. There hasn't been new content. I just haven't really played it because it's just lack of anything new to play. I'm just like, I'll get back to it when there's new stuff to play. I hate to say it. It's like, But yeah, Bungie is now officially part of PlayStation. Bungie, in a blog post, Bungie joins Sony Interactive Entertainment, officially what PlayStation is called, at least the company that runs it, under Sony. We believe games have limitless potential, and that to do anything worthwhile entertainment, we must bet big on our vision, on our studio, and our incredible team of trusted creators who build unforgettable worlds that truly matter to people. In SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment, we have found a partner who unconditionally supports us in all we are and who wants to accelerate our vision to create generation-spanning entertainment, all while preserving the creative independence. Keyword creative independence that beats in Bungie's heart. Which is a lot of things that Microsoft does now. I mean, back at one point... When I've heard about Microsoft, when a game developer joined Microsoft, they were really part of Microsoft. They kind of lost their uniqueness, I guess, is how they used to. Wasn't the greatest, but now big changes ever since. The big test pilot was Mojang. The main reason Mojang was sold to Microsoft was the deal put in place where Mojang basically was allowed to be part of Microsoft, get used to their resources, but also remain autonomous and basically still more or less independent. Yeah. And Minecraft is pretty much the best-selling game of all time. Maybe if you take every copy of Tetris, of every version of Tetris put together, but, But yeah, anyways, Bungie is now officially part of PlayStation. I know they're continuing to work on Destiny 2, and they are working on an unannounced IP. U.S. sales, I might as well go to this. NPD, they don't provide exact figures, but Switch was the best-selling console in June. PS5 was in second. Xbox Series X and S was in third place for June, which is a 5-week period, May 29th to July 2nd. NPD has 4 months a year that have a 5th week added. March, June, September, or December, basically the last month of each quarter. They add a 5th week because, well, there's 52 weeks in a year. And if you did 4 weeks a month, times 12, it's 48 weeks. It's 4 weeks missing, is why they add that extra week on. Yeah. But yeah, Switch... It's been the best-selling console for a while, but yeah, best-selling console of the U.S. in June 2022 in terms of units sold. PS5 was the second best-selling console in terms of units sold. Xbox Series X and S came in third. However, When it comes to dollar units, so amount of revenue generated, since the PS5 is also the most expensive, came in first in dollar sales, Switch in second, and Xbox Series X and S in third. Remember, the PS5 is $500. There's also a Horizon Forbidden West bundle, which helped raise that average up. PS5 digital is $400, although like 80 to 90% of PS5s are the main PS5 for $500. And for the Xbox, you got the Series X at $500 and the Series S at $300. And the Series S, from what I've seen, is the majority of sales of Xbox consoles, at least because it's easier to develop, easier to produce and manufacture. They're able to make more of them. And then the Switch, you got the $350 OLED model, the $300 base model, and the $200 light model. And year to date, Switch is the best-selling console in the U.S. in 2022 through June. Xbox Series X and S is actually the second best-selling console in 2022 year-to-date, and the PS5 is in third place. However, in revenue, PS5 is first, Xbox Series X and S in second, and Switch is third. So swapping the two there, because that's, revenue-based. PS5 revenue in June 2022 grew in the double-digit percentage compared to June 2021, so year-over-year. Overall spending on video games in the U.S. in June decreased 11% year-over-year. I mean, it's to be expected. We've now have the people going out traveling, and you think the economy's doing the best, but that's everywhere in the world. But sales are still generally up compared to where they were before, pre-pandemic times. They're down compared to 2020 or 2021, but still up compared to where they've been in 2019. Oh, yeah. And looking at the best-selling games, Elden Ring, #1, still #1. Lego Star Wars, #2. Mario Strikers Battle League. Mind you, Nintendo does not reveal its digital sales, I believe. Some games, you see some games with the asterisks, that means their digital sales are not included. And ones with the carrot, or what, I forget the name of that icon. Does not include Xbox or Switch digital sales, being MLB The Show 22, which is fine enough because it's a PlayStation game, but it's on Switch and Xbox. It's probably because of MLB. MLB's like, hey, yeah, no, if you want to keep the MLB rights, you got to release it on more systems. Anyways, Overwatch shot up with the Overwatch 2 beta going on. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 6th, Nintendo Switch Sports, and 7th, Kirby. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Probably on the heels of the announcement of the sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake is why that shut up from 159th place to 9th. And you can see here the best-selling games on the Switch. Most of them don't include digital sales because they're first-party Nintendo. Nintendo, again, doesn't release digital sales unless they're by non-Nintendo. Like Lego Star Wars does include digital, and Demon Slayer does include digital because it's Sega and Warner Brothers. PlayStation, best-selling games on PlayStation. PS4 and PS4 and PS5 combined. Elden Ring, MLB The Show, Lego Star Wars, Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, The Quarry, Overwatch, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, COD Vanguard, and Gran Turismo 7. The best-selling games on the Xbox for June. Elden Ring, #1. I know, right? Shocking. Lego Star Wars, Overwatch, F1 22 debuted in 4th, COD Vanguard, Far Cry 6, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare, the remake, reboot, I don't even know. Black Ops 3, Forza Horizon 5. Interesting enough, all of his COD games, potentially, as we talked about, could be officially first-party Xbox games in a month or sometime next month. Potential, depending on what happens if FTC doesn't call for any more details. That means it automatically gets approved by the FTC, but we'll still be waiting on some other countries' approval. Because I know the UK is investigating it as well. And the top 20 best-selling games in 2022 in the US. Elden Ring, Lego Star Wars, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Horizon Forbidden West, MLB The Show, COD Vanguard, Gran Turismo 7, Kirby, Mario Kart, and Madden 22. Top 10. If you want to take a quick look, feel free to pause the video. If you're watching this on YouTube. But if you're watching this live, well, what can you do? Actually, this one this interesting sales comparison here of Xbox sales in Japan. Mind you, Xbox has never done well in Japan. The best-selling Xbox in Japan was the 360 with about 1.6 million units sold lifetime, followed by the OG Xbox at just under 500,000, and the Xbox One about 115,000. And the Xbox Series X and S is, you can see, it's ticking up. It's ticking up. Now, will it reach the Xbox 360? Yeah, we'll see. I definitely see it has no problem passing the OG Xbox, but it's weird to see Xbox having a pulse. Somewhat of a pulse in Japan. I realize, compared to a Switch, it's basically still dead. Even compared to PS5, you know, sales are... It'll still be in third, but it's interesting to see that it has some type of a pulse. Yeah, it is currently up to 263,000 units sold in Japan. Compared to the 360, it's 160,000 units behind when you align the launches, as you can see right there. And why do we have the dots for the OG Xbox? It's because we don't have specific sales for the OG Xbox, weekly sales. I mean, unless I went back and grabbed all the Media Create figures, but I figured just to make it easier, just to grab the lifetime, just have it as a dotted line to make it clear and obvious. Lifetime sales. And then Switch versus the DS in Japan. This one similar. I made this one a bit similar. Mainly you got the Switch in red here, and the DS is the top line here, which is the best-selling video game platform of all time in Japan. Yes, the Switch is behind, but you can see the DS sales are about to drop like a rock. So depending on how long the Switch keeps going, we'll see. We'll have a chance to get another just under 8 million units sold to pass the DS. It's gonna be tricky, but you never know. Definitely possible. And you can see here the 3DS, which it recently passed. And then, there you go. Original Game Boy. Again, dotted line for lifetime sales. Because that was before VGChartz existed, before we did weekly sales. Because VGChartz was created in the 7th generation. So you got the DS, PSP, 360, PS3, and Wii being the 7th generation. That's when we started doing estimates. Well, technically not me at the time. I took over in 2017. Or beginning of 2017. I can't remember if we talked about this last week, but Skate 4 actually is officially going to be called Skate, period. Oh, lowercase for some reason. It is going to be a free-to-play game, a live service free-to-play skateboarding game. They also have cross-play and cross-progression. They did mention it will have microtransactions. However, it will not be pay-to-win. And no map areas will be locked behind paywalls, and there will be no loot boxes. So I'm guessing it'll just be you can buy cosmetics, change how your skateboard, maybe how your skateboard looks, or your outfits and stuff. I'm guessing maybe there'll be some type of battle pass. Not sure if battle pass is a correct way to describe it for a skateboarding game, but you know, maybe. Not totally sure. Sony has announced a new loyalty program. We didn't talk about this last time, just that we have the pre-alpha gameplay footage. Right. PlayStation Stars loyalty program. If you own a PlayStation, launching later this year, it will be free. It'll be all free. Members will be able to earn rewards by completing campaigns and activities. And they specifically mentioned the monthly check-in campaign only requires you to play one game to receive, while other campaigns require you to win tournaments. Be the first to earn a platinum game in your time zone, or earn specific trophies and whatnot. Mind you, this is all free. This is all free stuff. It's not even going to cost you money. The members will be able to earn loyalty points that can also be redeemed in a catalog that may include PlayStation Store products and PlayStation Network Wallet Found Funds. So kind of similar to Microsoft Rewards in a way. Although Microsoft Rewards, not just Xbox, it's Microsoft. Do searches on Bing, on your phone, on the computer, on Edge. Earn reward points, and you earn enough reward points, you get enough to get Game Pass. Or Xbox Live Gold, or Xbox gift cards to get some, go towards games and whatnot, which I've been doing for years. It's how I got Game Pass Ultimate. I earn enough points to keep it going. For years and years at this point. I got so many more points that I've actually bought a couple of Xbox gift cards. Of course, where you live, it might not be available, or how many points you get for the Bing search is a lot less. As I learned when I was in England, it's like, it's half the amount. It's like half the amount of points. That sucks. But yeah, for PlayStation Stars, members will be able to earn digital collectibles. They will be digital representations of things PlayStation fans enjoy. This includes digital figurines. However, they specifically said it's definitely not NFTs. Definitely not. You can't trade them or sell them. It is not leveraging any blockchain technology. And it's definitely not. They literally said specifically, it is not an NFT. It's not an NFT. We know everyone hates NFTs. We know they're a scam. So they're not an NFT. Okay, they're just little collectibles and things you can earn. Again, it's free. So, as long as it costs you money. So, I like it. It's always nice to be able to earn little rewards for doing stuff, How many times do I play a game and I'm like, I'm enjoying the game. Ooh, achievements. Yeah, how do I get this? I go do some extra time to spend with some games to unlock achievements. I know it's not for everyone, but, I enjoy getting my achievements. Nintendo has acquired a visual production company, Dynamo Pictures, and is going to be renamed Nintendo Pictures once the deal officially closes. Which is expected to close on October 3rd, 2022. Yeah, they'll be utilizing Nintendo IP once the deal closes, but they have previously worked on CG for Final Fantasy 13-10 and have done motion capture on multiple games. If we go to their website, right, it is not in English because they are a Japanese company. Let's see. So, a lot of anime stuff and some other, I believe, movies and games, VR stuff, anime. So there's a bunch of stuff they've worked on. They did motion capture on Death Stranding, but Nintendo is acquiring them. Now, does this mean they'll be working on maybe specific movies or TV shows for Nintendo, or will they be working on making more higher res, higher dynamic cutscenes? Because if you ever play Nintendo games, their cutscenes are always, I hate to say it, but a little lackluster at times. So, if we work on cutscenes, more exciting cutscenes, that's a win-win. Resident Evil 2 Remake has now shipped 10 million units worldwide and is one of the best-selling Capcom games of all time. Which, I can. If we go up, they release these. They release this every single quarter. They're best-selling games. Which, you see, Monster Hunter World, number 1. Resident Evil 7, number 2. Oh, look, Resident Evil 2 Remake, 9.6 million, but this was, as of March 31st. So since then, it's gotten sold another 400,000 units. 10 million units shipped. Monster Hunter World. Iceborne. Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil. As you can see, people like their Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. So, yeah. Trying to remember what else we've talked about last week. But, Sega Genesis Mini 2 launches in North America on October 27th for $103.80, at least according to Amazon's website. Sorry, 102. Okay, apparently the price has changed since I wrote this, but okay. 102. About $100. It's $100. It includes Sega Genesis and Sega CD games. Or in Europe, it would be Sega. Well, I think it's still Sega CD, but Sega Mega Drive games. Over 50 of them. And quick look at the confirmed games. Only one Sonic game I can see. 3D Blast. Oh, no, sorry, 2 in Sonic CD. Sorry, 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Shredder's Revenge has sold 1 million units in its first week. Bayonetta 3 comes out October 28th, and yeah, now we're at a point where this is definitely stuff. I don't think I recorded this for YouTube, but yeah, I did talk about this on last Wednesday's stream. So, I think that's to be about it for the latest gaming news roundup. As always, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to do these at the start of every stream before we get into playing games. So if you're going to watch this live, twitch.tv/TrunksWD. Mondays and Wednesdays, usually 6:30 to 7 p.m. start time. Eastern. 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Or 3:30, 4 p.m. Pacific. Or 11:30 or 11:30 p.m. or midnight. UK time. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed watching this on YouTube, and I'll hopefully see you all next time.